Welcome to Backroads DIY. Today we're going to be making PVC umbrella holders for our pool. We are in mid-September here in Indiana and we are still having temperatures up near 90 degrees. Right now I have two pool umbrellas that are using these weighted bases. I am tired of using those things. They're a pain in the butt to move. They don't hold very well as you get any gust of wind. They are perpetually loose, so I'm going to be making my own. So let me show you what I have here. All right, first thing you got to do though is if you have an umbrella, you need to measure the end of it. So let me grab my tape measure here. And I already measured mine. So I'm gonna sit here at 5 inches and you see that it is a little shy of going to 6.5. It's more close to 1.75 inches. So I know that I need something that has an inner diameter of at least 1.3 inches. Now you can use a tape measure. You can use calipers. I ended up using calipers in the very beginning, but you just need to know whatever that measurement is. And then when you go to the store to pick up your PVC, you need to make sure that the inner diameter is bigger than what the pole is. So what I did for my umbrellas is I picked up two pieces of 10-foot, 1.5 inch Schedule 40 PVC pipe. I got this stuff at Lowe's. You don't have to get it at Lowe's. Each piece here ran me $10. So that's $20 worth of material there, and this will make four holders. I also picked up some pipe insulation. This was under $4. I'm going to be using this to protect or act as a buffer between the pole of the pool and the umbrella holder itself. I picked up some gray paint. This is the charcoal gray paint, which I think will match my pool frame the most. Got some zip ties, and then these here are coupler safety pins. Now you don't have to use these specifically, and these are stainless steel, and I would recommend going the stainless steel route with whatever you choose because it's going to be much more rust resistant. But what we're going to be doing after we cut this here, and I'll show you in a little bit, is we're going to be drilling a hole all the way through, and we're going to be putting those pins through, and that will allow us to adjust the height of our umbrella. So instead of using a bolt and a nut or a wing nut or something, these I thought would be a lot easier to just, I don't know if I can do this one-handed, but basically pop this off. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do this one-handed. Pop this off, adjust it, stick it in the next hole, and be good. Okay. All right, I already measured the height of the leg there. I want to stay underneath where the top kind of T meets the pole, and I know that is 41 inches. So I am going to measure these at 41 inches, cut 4 pieces, and now to cut this, I'm going to use a miter saw. You don't have to use a miter saw. You can use a hand saw, a reciprocating saw, whatever you have on hand. Use that to cut it. If you use power tools, just wear safety glasses. That way a shard doesn't come back, get you in the eye. But I'm going to cut these real quick, and I'll be right back. All right, got all my pieces cut, 41 inches. Now I will say with us 10-foot pieces, if you made your piece, 39, between 39 and 40 inches, then you could get 3 pieces. I wanted mine a little bit taller, and I wanted 4 of them anyway, so I was going to have to cut up 2 pieces. So that's why I cut mine at 41. And then, since these are really slick, I want the paint to adhere, so I took some sandpaper. This is 40 grit. You don't have to use 40 grit. But I just went over it, kind of scuffed it up all the way up and down, all the way around. It's a little rougher now. And now we will take our charcoal gray paint, and we'll start here on this one. And we'll just give it a quick coat. And we will do this for all of them. I will put a coat on here, switch sides. I will probably do 2 coats, but I'm not going to sit here and make you watch me paint all these, so I will check back in after I get these done. All right, all the pieces are dry. So now I've got my styrofoam or my pipe insulation. I've got my pole. I've got my zip ties. I've got my drill as well as the safety pins. I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but I will put a link in the description for these. I got a pack of 10 of these for, I think it was like $7 or $8. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of this pipe insulation and just slide it right on. So what we're trying to achieve is line the post up and then keep it off of the pole a little bit, because if it's leaned up against the pole, the pole for the umbrella is actually going to be hitting this. So you kind of want it offset a little bit out. So that looks pretty good. I may actually not use this one on the bottom and just double it up so that it tilts. Let's see. That may be a little too much. Let's put that up there and grab a zip tie. These zip ties are 11-inch zip ties, and they are not long enough. So you will need probably at least 12-inch zip ties, or you will need to connect them together like I just did. And as I drop stuff, one thing I did notice while I was painting these is, like I said, I used 40 grit sandpaper to rough these up. I would probably suggest using something a little higher grit. I did scuff these up probably quite a bit. There's some pretty good scratches. I had to add 3 or 4 layers of paint just to cover up some of them. So if you have something maybe 120, 160, 180 somewhere around there, I probably would use that instead of the more aggressive 40, 60, or 80 grit. But right now that I got 2 of my zip ties together, we will put this on here and tighten this down, and we will see what this, we will kind of just mock this up right now. Put that there, and let me grab the umbrella. And this is just to see if it is going to be off of the pool enough. Put it in there. It's wanting to fall over. Okay, so that is hitting a little bit. Actually, it's not too bad. I think that'll be okay. So we're just going to go with the piece of pipe insulation on top, but not on bottom. Put this umbrella down, and we will kind of square this up. That color actually matches really well. Again, that's the charcoal gray. And we will put a zip tie here on the bottom. A 11-inch zip tie will work on the bottom because you don't have the insulation. And I'll probably put one here in the middle just for good measure in case we get some wind gust. Now we'll tighten these down. All right, that's pretty good. So next what we need to do is, let me grab my tape measure. So we need to figure out where we need to put our hole. So I'm going to put my umbrella back in here for now and let it go all the way down to the bottom. Okay, that is sitting all the way on the ground. So you can see that okay. And it is hitting the top rail here. So what I would like is, I want to lift it up a little bit just to get it above that rail, so I can open it and close it without hitting the side here. So I'm probably going to come up maybe around, let's see, where's 6 inches? Just this here. 6. That's probably pretty good. I'm gonna go 6 inches up here from the bottom. So let's pull this out. And I have a 5/16 drill bit in here, but that's going to be dependent on the size of your pin. So make sure that you get a little bit bigger than what your pin is. And we are going to come at 6 inches, which is, let's see, right about there. And we are going to just drill a hole. Go slow. It is round, so it doesn't want to walk on you. Okay, and now we will go straight through the other side. Okay. Pull off her. Take our pin. This is just a hearts on there, just like that. Like I said, you don't have to use these. You can use a bolt of sorts, but go ahead and stick her through, just like that. Hook it on, and now when we put our umbrella back in, it will be at the right height. So I can open that up really easily without hitting this, and I can also come back if I want to and add another hole 6 inches above that, or whatever measurement I would like to get this higher if I need to in the future. But that's all there is to it. Let me get these other 3 installed, and I will show you what it looks like when it's done. All right, here we are, all finished up. Get them all up. I ended up doubling up the zip ties on top and down here on the bottom. I figured if we do get wind and these are open, those are the places where it's going to receive the most torque. So get all the pins installed, both umbrellas up. Very quick, really easy. I think you could probably do this really easily. Do 4 of these. Actually, it's do 1 piece of pipe for $10, installation for 4. The pins you can probably find cheaper, but I got them for $8. That's 22 zip ties most people have around, but it's at a couple bucks. So you should realistically do this project for probably under 25 bucks. I had 2 pieces of pipe, so mine's a little bit more, but you wouldn't have to go as tall as I did here. You can see the offset. So putting the foam in here actually spaced it out really well right here. So this is not going to rock and hit the pool. If you've watched the video to this point, I'd appreciate if you would like this video at least. Maybe think about subscribing. Check out some of our other pool videos. We've got videos on the Pool Hacker fountain. I've got them on the floating pool chlorinator, the wireless thermometer from Pool Hacker, as well as the Pool Boy Sports Pool Boy Elite basketball goal, which is awesome. Thank you for watching. Like I said, please like and subscribe, and mean a lot. Appreciate it. Thank you.